Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some silly, stupid VTuber drama because that's what I think most of the stuff usually comes down to, but I feel like it's kind of fun to go and talk about. Because right now, as you guys may have seen or if not seen, Shy Lily just did a huge major debut. I think it turned out wonderfully, I think it turned out phenomenal, and the art and rigging for it is amazing. But obviously, there's still a lot of lingering issues, especially with Cinder's fan base, and a lot of people are, number one, kind of attacking Shy Lily, number two, still missing Cinder, and number three, do seem a little bit too parasocial and per usual, the VTuber scene, a little bit on the crazy end. So we're gonna go talk about the fact of, number one, this debut turned out amazing, and number two, though, that there's this lingering weird vibe. So subscribe if you guys are new. We're going to be probably making our own VTuber very, very soon. It's already all finished. Just have to use it. Hope you guys will like it. And of course, that's about all I kind of got, besides me just being a little bit of a gossipy boy over here. So hopefully that's okay. Hope you guys have been enjoying these videos too. I, for some odd reason, keep on popping up in the algo a little bit. I don't know, I like gossip. I'm a little bit of a gossiper, I'll be honest. And it's not the end of the world. Maybe for Cinder, it might be. But I don't know. I don't think it's usually too bad. But we've now been seeing a large influx. Well, first and foremost, actually, we've seen a Shy Lily's brand new debut. One of my homies actually made a really kind of cute little video on her behalf over here too, saying like, hey, oh my god, I have enough chicken nuggies. Like, Shy Lily's cute. A lot of people like her. Good content creator. And obviously, like, I think a good pillar of the VTubing world. But the big issue kind of stems down to the fact that a lot of these Cinder viewers don't like Shy Lily. Now, Sinder still has a pretty big, hardcore, dedicated fan base, and if you guys even want to show some of these like tweets and comments out here too, someone like this, you know, like this person over here on Cinder's post, like Vladimir Mortenstein, this looks like a bot, bro, to be honest, saying, saw your post once more, which means time for Cinder tax. Means of payment, head pats, love and support. That's me petting you. Have a good day. This person needs to go outside. Let me just not beat around the bush over here, dude. Like, what is this, man? Like, what is this? But obviously, there's also been a lot of big stuff too as well. Or now people are going into the nitty gritty. Because if you guys don't know, Nano was actually the artist for Shy Lily's brand new debut. And if you guys also kind of remember, Shy Lily itself was also a big kind of, you know, back and forther for Cinder, as well as Nano also being kind of the big main issue for this big drama. You know, trying to control artists, have them be exclusive with you, kind of somewhat having your friend and not have a chance to make stuff and work with them. Like, basically trying to lock in artists just for yourself. Now, I always want to say I understood, like, the idea, but you also can't go and do that unless you want to pay them a lot of money and support out the artist mama. Like, you can't really live off of, like, 2 to 5 grand every few months or so. Like, you gotta work, you gotta do other stuff. It's just the way of the land. It's the way of being an artist, you know? Like, you can't be exclusive unless you're giving them some good money. So now people are kind of getting into the nitty gritty, where people are now trying to go call out Cinder and more so call out Nano. Like, it's like a cluster everywhere. Like, most people moved on. Like, Shy Lily just makes her debut and, you know, it supports the artist. Good vibe. But a lot of the Cinder fans are like, bro, did like this nanoist person like set this all up? Did Shy Lily try to go and like basically have this like corporate espionage? And now people are curious and calling out the artist, saying that Nano may have actually stolen money from Cinder. Like, this is just a lot of crazy stuff, dude. Which is why I'm making this video. So saying we know Cinder had multiple projects in the works with Nano as of 4/13 from, you know, their actual stream evidence. We know that Nano had already gone to Lily by at least 4/12. You know, Nano required full payments up front and has the discretion to issue refunds. And obviously, this is a lot of he said, she said, we don't know the internal details, and I'm sure someone like Nano probably did everything right. Like most artists I know, if there's drama like this and they're a little on the edge, they usually just refund. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But now they're trying to say like, hey, we know Cinder was instantly blocked by Nano when she confronted her about the hit piece. So people are trying to be like, hey, are these projects, were they ever started? Were they ever finished? What was the timeline on the dock? Like, this almost seems like a murder mystery story, dude. Like, was Cinder given a refund? If no, if the refund was issued, why not? And they're trying to get a little more hardcore on this too, because people are all over the place. Like, saying, like, if I remember correctly, Nano has in her rules for art stating paying up front, no refunds, and like type of that stuff too as well. And then other people are saying, well, art TOSs are not usually enforceable in the court of law, because they would also probably agree on that, actually. Because if you gave someone money, never got the product, like, you can't just say it's no refunds, then you're just a scammer. You know, what would happen if someone gave them 50 commissions all at once? You wait 6 months, so PayPal can't really charge back, and then you say, well, on the TOS, there's no refunds. Like, the world doesn't work like that. But I do want to say there is a lot of sense, like, that's probably more so for the wording of, let's say a project was like 99% done. Yeah, give them over the files. Or it is fully done. And then like a year later, you want a refund, you want changes, they don't do it, whatever it might be. That's more so for the protection of the artist. I'm more supporting Nano on that side. But this did lead to a lot more people. Because with all this too as well, it goes even bigger. Because since Nanolist was like the model mama, and we have this weird lingering drama now that's re-sparking because Shy Lily worked with her. Like, I think you guys are seeing this weird, like, connecting the dots over here. I'm not too invested. I'm just thinking this is some crazy stuff, but I'm like, it's crazy to report on. So Shy Lily murder Cinder, coming out with them and publicly just not liking Cinder herself, like cutting the friendship, calling out the expose, the usual. And I think most people are on Shy Lily's side. And I still think this turned out adorable. Like, the new model turned out really cute. Shy Lily seems like a good person, at the end of the day. But people are calling her out, saying destroys her reputation, and then basically gets a new Nanolist model, and then then she throws shade at Cinder at her own new model debut. And this kind of goes a little bit deeper too as well, because some people are trying to use like the metaphors of Cinder being like a hell pop, Shy Lily, the water type, like kind of using this as like a somewhat of a leverage to kind of spit in Cinder's face. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying I agree with any of this stuff. Please don't think I'm crazy. I'm just kind of trying to psychoanalyze what these people are saying. So basically, a lot of Cinder fans are still around, still waiting for her. Maybe a little too obsessive. We'll have to see, because I'd rather Cinder herself speak for herself, at the end of the day. But this is also going the next escalation, because you have this big drama of Shy Lily and Nanolist versus Cinder in the first place. So I think most people, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below, are more on the side of Cinder, or not Cinder, of Shy Lily. I think a lot of people are happy with that, like, Bao, the good girls, the squad or whatever, and I think the public favor is mostly on their end. And I would probably agree if I really had to say a final decision. Now, I've definitely seen worse on both Twitch and YouTube's end. Like, no one, like, died. There wasn't, anything, like, really, really bad. It was bad. I'm not going to defend, Cinder, but I've seen worse. Give her a little bit of grace. But yeah, this is crazy, because people are like, this level of high school mean girl pettiness is honestly quite legendary. I'm honestly impressed. And obviously being a mean girl brat is going to be praised in this scenario, because the seal clap training is paying off. Like, people are like, if you guys want more of these Cinder people, these are like, there's a lot going on. Now, I believe this person said they're not really a Cinder person themselves too as well. But people are still like, I don't think that was the intended purpose of the debut. I would agree. Like, I think just Shy Lily wanted something new. A lot of VTubers do need new debuts all the time. You work with the artist that got screwed over, you keep your project going, you give them a little extra money, and like kind of give them a little extra bump. Like, hey, you had to go through hell with this situation. Let's give you some love. Like, I think that's okay at the end of the day. But obviously some people may not like that. Some people may go and think like, hey, Cinder destroyed her own reputation. I'd probably agree on that. Like, you have to go and do what you got to do. And then some people just have crazy simp alerts over here calling it up. Like, I'm trying to be a devil's advocate and seeing both sides. I definitely skew towards more of like the Shy Lily, Nanolist, and like, I think they were kind of the ones in the right. There is a lot of tomfoolery going on, a lot of scapegoating, a lot of like no accountability, no proper apologies, and no one even really knows what happened behind the scenes. Like, were there DMs that were sent? Were there messages coming out? Does she want to come back? No one really knows. But we do see these like little squad of these pyro pups that are still very hardcore onto Cinder. And I think it's bad. Like, I think you shouldn't be too overly attached over here like Vladimir Mortenstein, setting daily pets on someone who probably will never actually interact with you or care. No offense, Vladimir, if you see this video, you got to keep it on your buck straight. Like, let me just be honest with you. You get a little parasocial over here, bud. But I don't know. I feel bad that Shy Lily's getting like harassed, dude. Because people are calling him out, like, they're really being like, hey, man, like, this is, like, bro, like, you're mean, like, you're a mean girl, you're a bad person, you manipulated everyone. Like, there's this, like, other side that's a lot of grouping of these Cinder people who are just not happy. They want to see Cinder back, and they're kind of calling this stuff out. Now, at the end of the day, is it true? I don't know. Give me your thoughts down below. Like I said, I kind of lean more towards, like, Nano, Shy Lily, those girls, because it just is, like, there is a lot of people that kind of dogged on Cinder. Not many people supported her, and I think that's usually kind of evident for friend groups where if a lot of people kind of feel mistreated, you can kind of go and see it. And going through the logs and the actions, it wasn't really the best. So I want to hear your thoughts. Hope I didn't misspeak over here. Subscribe if you guys are new, and I appreciate y'all so much for watching here in the first place. And also be nice to everyone too. Don't send any mean messages, and of course, congratulations on Shy Lily on her brand new debut.